What is up? What is up? Hey, what is up? Y'all know my co-host Sean Cody? And guess who's back? Guess who's back? You got Cheryl and Buck.
Hello.
They're back because I threatened their lives.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad they were very busy people, and I'm just glad that they're back and everything. But they have to take care of family, right? Family first. What was I talking about earlier before I came live? I was talking about my grandkids, right?
Yeah.
So my daughter, my baby girl, I haven't seen her in about 4 years, or maybe a little bit more, but 4 years. And she finally came, right? She finally came to visit me and stuff like that, and I show her my collection. I show her and her boyfriend my collection. And she goes, "Wow, that is insane."
Oh, wow.
That is insane. I mean, I can't fit my whole entire. Let me see. Can you guys see that? Can you guys see that?
Hey, AD.
That's.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
that's a lot.
You should let her have some of those.
Huh?
You
What?
should let her have some of those.
Yeah, right. Right. No, I mean, actually, some of these are very valuable. Like, I got this old bat cave.
Yeah.
Cost like $600.
Oh.
Yeah, so I got them way up there. So all my expensive stuff is way up there, so the kids can't grab them.
How you doing?
So let me just say hi to what's up, AD? What's going on? What's going on, FaZe? How y'all doing? Cheryl, how you doing, Cheryl? I haven't seen you in a long time. Yeah, but I try not to let them touch me.
Bad Puerto Rican.
You know what? My wife called me that. She calls me a horror. Hoarder. I'm not a horror. A hoarder. Yeah, but I did promise that I did say that I wasn't gonna collect anymore. But I got rid of a lot of Funko Pops. I mean, I got rid of a lot. It looks like I haven't even touched the thing. That's how much I got. But
no,
I got
are you
rid
sure
of.
you really did? Or are you just telling us one? I don't believe it. It's on your face. You did not get rid of not one.
No, I did.
I
did. Look,
Nope.
You can't really see it. I did. That whole side right over there. It
over
doesn't
on
look
the
like I
side.
got rid of anything. Look at that. It looked like I didn't. But the reason why I got rid of a lot of Funko Pop is that I got more stuff coming in. I got a lot of stuff coming in, and I'm excited for that stuff. So I'm gonna kick my wife out of the house so I can build my own bat cave. ET, what's up, Florida? How you doing? But it's ridiculous. I mean, you got my Batman head.
That is cool. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking of wearing that for Comic-Con, but I don't know. I'm thinking. There's a lot of things on there. Hensley. Who's Hensley?
Hensley Adventures.
Oh, is he here?
I don't see his name. I don't see him. But hey, Hensley.
Hensley, how you doing?
Hey, Drake.
Oh, there he is. Hensley, how you doing, brother? But yeah, I mean, I just got so much of Batman stuff that I'm in love with it. And also, I don't know how many of us men, but I like. Sometimes I leave my room a little messy, right? I leave my room a little messy, and my wife gets all mad because I leave it messy. I tell her I don't leave it messy. It's just look lived in.
Yeah, that's what I tell Cheryl. My building looks lived in.
Yes.
Yeah.
It looks lived in. Man, she gets mad. She gets mad every time I say that. It looks lived in. It does not look messy to me. I mean, it's fun that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, Hensley Paranormal. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I told you. Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah. Drake, what's going on, bro?
It says it maybe makes me let you know where everything is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
So today we're gonna watch some videos of this new channel called, what did I say earlier was? Scary Encounter channel. I was telling everybody yesterday about it's getting harder and harder to find channels and videos that we already have seen. I mean, of new stuff that everybody already have posted, we already have seen. And today I decided, let me try Bigfoot again. Let me try Bigfoot. There's got to be new stuff out there, and I ran into this one. I did see a little bit of it, and I know I haven't seen any of that. So hopefully you guys haven't seen it, and I'm hoping that it makes me believe there's a Bigfoot out there. So let me bring this up, and if it doesn't make me believe, I blame Cheryl.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Yes, and he had his cell phone out, and that's when he saw something that was darker than what a deer would have been, kind of crouching behind a tree.
When the night falls over America's wildest places, legends wait.
I like saying funny
In the
stuff.
Pacific Northwest, Trent's lonely trek turns sinister. A family in Washington captures a towering shadow.
Hold on. What you said, AD, actually says no mames. Okay, it's no mames. No, I don't know what you were trying to say last time. The way I read it was ma, mia ma. Something like that. I don't know what you were trying to say, bro. But I'm pretty sure you're saying no mames, meaning screw me, but with the F word. It means screw me, but with the F word,
On Vancouver Island, Ted's motorhome shakes as if gripped by a giant hand. In Florida's swamps, a creature meets Jeff's gaze before vanishing into the trees. Each terrifying encounter leaves behind only questions, footprints, and fear. If these stories are true, then something terrifying still stalks our wilderness, waiting. We are going to have a lot of potential Bigfoot evidence. Not much happens in this part of Florida.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Has anyone here ever spotted Bigfoot? Hands up. A man named Jeff, unfolding his experience 3 days ago, stopped at the north entrance at Mika River State Park. He felt something was watching him. Suddenly he stopped. He looked to his right where he made eye contact with a very tall, hairy creature. He greeted the creature, a shaggy beast, a simple hey. Without a word, it turned around and ambled into the woods, vanishing between the trees.
My name is Jeff. This happened 3 days ago. Stopped at the north entrance to Mika River State Park. I felt that something was watching me. I stopped, I looked to my right, and I made eye contact with a very tall, hairy hominid. And I said, hey, and it turned around and ambled off into the woods.
Another boy standing nearby spoke up about his encounter.
He just turned around.
He was
and
walking
left.
and felt like something or someone was staring at him. So he turned around and was astonished to see the large creature. He was amazed. What do you think about the creature? Could it be a Sasquatch? He pulled the scope, zoomed in and put it right at it. It had brown eyes, the nose was flattened out, and all I remember is just watching it. We just turned around and looked like it was completely gone.
Walking and I just felt like somebody was staring at me. So I turned around and I was like, who is that?
I pulled the scope and looked right at it and zoomed in on it. Big brown eyes, the nose was flattened out.
All I
can remember is just watching it breathe.
He had a rifle with him?
We just turned around and head back to the house, turned around and looked, and it was completely gone.
In April 2012, a man was hitchhiking. and he was going to go down and camp out underneath the underpass. He lay down and slept for a short time, woke up to a weird, strange, and unfamiliar sound that was coming right down the embankment. It was a terrifying moment. We know Mayaka was a hotspot, and the number of witnesses at the town hall just confirmed that.
I saw Bigfoot.
The woman
All
rubbed
I'm
her
gonna
eyes,
remember is me leaving my
convinced it
shoes
couldn't be
behind
what it
and I'm
looked
jumping
like.
out of it.
Bigfoot. They all compare it to a bear, a cow, and a
He's
human all
Bigfoot,
at
it's
once
time
is
to
what it
leave.
sounded like.
Yeah.
The hair was very long, just flowing in the wind all the way down the body.
In April of 2012,
Where's my boy?
and
E.T.?
I
I
was
saw
going to
him
go down
earlier.
and camp out underneath the underpass. And slept for a little while, and I woke up to a strange sound that was coming right down the embankment. Just like the
Another camper spotted two big red eyes. He backed up, eyes popping. He was like, either I'm
Right?
hallucinating
He is.
or that's Bigfoot. No way. The investigators are collecting some pretty interesting reports from all across Southwest Florida, but there are few to focus on, including some that are very recent. They are going to look into those reports and hopefully they can nail down that area that's in the general Mayaka.
And I was like, holy crap.
We're getting some pretty interesting reports here from all across Southwest Florida, but there's a few we want to focus on, including some that are
Southwest
very
Florida.
recent.
That's what
We're
they
going
had
to look
those
into these
Bigfoot
reports, and
things,
hopefully
huh?
we can nail down an area that's in the general Mayaka area that we can focus on for our final night.
The road was Queet, and he walked it simply to stretch his legs and clear his mind. The air felt strange, and the creepy sensation made him stop. Slowly, he turned to the left, searching for the source of feeling. His breath caught as he made eye contact with a massive ape-like creature, watching him silently. He'd heard the tales, but never believed them, until now. That thing could only be Bigfoot. He gave a hesitate. Hey. And
I thought in Florida, I mean, they do have Bigfoot, but I'm just saying, I thought mostly for in Florida they call it skunk ape,
Yep, skunk
Yeah.
ape.
but they're in Florida and they say that they seen Bigfoot. Is that Bigfoot is out there too? I mean, I guess skunk ape is Bigfoot, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
they probably just name them different.
Hmm.
I guess.
I never heard that before because I was living before 18 years. Okay, but yeah, I mean, with what I know, skunk ape leaves an odor, like a really nasty odor. That's how you can
In
tell that.
Arkansas, we got big skunks.
Yeah. I mean, it's not my odor though. They call me worse than skunk ape.
the creature simply ambled off into the trees.
I was walking down the road just getting a little exercise, and I got a creepy feeling.
Really big skunk.
So I stopped and I looked to the left, and I immediately made eye contact with a big hairy hominid. I knew the only thing it could be was a Bigfoot.
He looks surprised.
Finally,
Oh,
I
you see
said,
me?
Hey,
and it
why
ambled
am I
off
supposed to look at him?
into the palmettos and disappeared.
When the sun sets and darkness falls, a different world awakens. The night, often feared, often misunderstood, becomes a stage of stories unseen in daylight.
Skunk ape.
Ronnie and Mariah caught in the middle of two vocalizations. They have vocalization on both sides of them,
Buck Rogers.
so they're in front and behind of where they're just traveling into.
How much is that
It
gorilla
sounds
in
to
the
Russell
window?
like they've actually placed themselves in the middle of that attention. Hey, Ronnie, there's something moving. Did you hear it?
Skunk tape.
It's coming from over
There's a
there.
new brand. Go up against gorilla tape
Skunk
or
tape.
alien tape. Yeah, skunk tape.
They have vocalizations on both sides of them, so they're in front and behind of where they're just traveling into. It sounds to me like they've actually placed themselves in the center of that attention.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
It's coming from that direction.
It watched from the edges. Its involvement was secret, a secret that could shatter lives if ever brought to light. They have no idea what that is. In the dead of night, something hit the ground. Something either fell or was thrown just now. There's definitely something moving there.
What's going on?
He thought something was coming up their way.
That's a long name.
It's definitely a vantage point for them to be up higher. She could still hear it up, sharp and sudden. The sound they heard was back there. Whatever made that sound is probably coming that way, because they keep on hearing those creepy sounds. What do you think? What kind of animal sounds like that?
There's 4-letter words that everybody says every time they're doing ghost paranormal, UFO, aliens, Bigfoot, or any other cryptid. 4-letter words they always say when they're looking for them.
Awesome, ET.
Do you guys know what that 4-letter word is? Do you hear that? Do you hear that?
4 words, yeah, 4 words, yeah.
Yeah.
Those 4 words.
All the time. Do you hear that? Oh my God, do you hear that? Do you hear that? No, I didn't. Anyways, let's watch this.
Did you hear that?
Do you hear that?
Something either fell or was thrown just now.
There's definitely movement over here. I think something's coming up this way.
No, I didn't hear it.
I feel like we need to be on higher ground.
All right, well then let's go that way. Well, it's definitely a vantage point for them to be up higher.
Yeah.
That wasn't an echo. That was something else. Something, or someone, was tracking Ronnie and Mariah. At first, it was just one branch snap, then another, then 3. All of them were in different directions. Too many, too close. It had a pattern now, a purpose. They are not trying to catch them. They are trying to trap them, aren't they? Russell knows for a fact that if they call for him and need his help, he'll definitely go.
So you think whatever we heard up there is now down there?
Yeah.
They're tracking us.
They're coming around now. Oh boy. 1, 2.
You met him?
3.
For real?
There are 3, not 2.
I know for a fact that if they call for me or they need my help, I go.
Oh, cool. Cool.
The Sync
man.
Sasquatch footage in Logan Canyon of Utah. It became clear to investigators after doing a size comparison on location, using a man that is 6 feet tall and 220 pounds, how large this Sasquatch is around 1 to 2 feet taller than the human is, and is over twice as wide and twice as thick.
Dang.
It's too big to a man, too heavy.
It does look pretty
He
tall.
is confident that the video is legit, and believes a large hominid species did indeed
look at that
exist.
footprint.
This thing, whatever it is, it's not human. He kept his eyes fixed in the direction. The creature had walked the fading footsteps, stirring a quiet question in the back of his mind. What was it really searching for? He discovered dozens of tracks scattered across the ground, fresh, overlapping, and hinting at a presence both recent and elusive, as if the creature had left silent warnings. No way. This Sasquatch video is next level, wild, mysterious, and totally mind-blowing when compared to a large man.
5'7", yeah.
And 220 pounds. How large this Sasquatch is. It's around 1 to 2 feet taller than he is, and is over twice as wide and twice as thick. Searching in the direction the creature was walking, we discovered dozens of tracks along a creek that are around 15 inches long and nearly 8 inches wide at the toe splay.
Their expedition led them to the famous Deadly Bomb Site, a place whispered about in fearful legends of Bigfoot. They discovered deep, massive, giant tracks marked the ground, an eerie signature left behind by something vast and elusive. A few feet from a log structure that contains massive logs on a steep mountainside. The track was sunk several inches deep into the soft earth, and its toes stove in the deep mountainside. The track was over 14 inches long and was nearly 8 inches wide at the toe splay. An enormous print that spoke of a creature far larger than anything they had ever seen. Only a few steps ago from a massive log structure, the huge Bigfoot track pressed deep into the earth. A hunting reminder that something immense and unknown was near. This Bigfoot track was only a few feet away from a massive log structure. It was pointed right towards this structure, which appeared to be filled with heavily relocated logs.
The track was sunk in a few inches, and its toes drove into the steep mountainside. The track was over 14 inches long and was nearly 8 inches wide at the toe splay. This Bigfoot track was only a few feet away from a massive log structure. It was pointed right towards this structure that appears to be
at a secluded hunting property belonging to a close friend. An unforgettable and chilling encounter took place. It was a quiet afternoon when the two men arrived at the edge of the property. The driver, accompanied by his friend in the passenger seat, pulled the truck off the main road and brought it to a stop. Both doors opened almost simultaneously as they stepped out of the vehicle and closed the front doors behind them. But before they could even open the back doors to retrieve their hunting gear, the eerie stillness was shattered. Out of nowhere, a powerful and deafening roar pierced through the silence. It wasn't just a scream, it was something deeper, more primal. A thunderous, guttural roar that echoed through the woods, with an intensity neither of them had ever experienced.
4 o'clock in the morning, we had pulled in my truck. We pulled in off of the road at this hunting property that I hunted at. It belongs to a good friend of mine. And I pulled the truck in off the road and turned it off. And he was in the passenger seat. I was driving. We both opened the front doors. We got out together and we closed the front doors. And then before we could open the back doors to get our gear, we got screamed at. It was more of a roar than a scream. I mean, it was just loud. It was maybe 75 yards away.
The sound came from approximately 75 yards away.
I mean, do Sasquatch actually do that? Like the ape thing? You know, they found out.
I don't think so. I think they're exaggeration.
Yeah, that's just. I don't know. Why would they do that? If it's Sasquatch, why would they put a monkey at the background thing?
But who knows? Maybe they do.
They'd be flexing, you know. So, off my land, you know. I don't know.
Way. Close enough to send a jolt of fear straight through both men.
Can you imagine?
It was loud, impossibly loud, as if whatever made it was far larger and more powerful than any animal they were familiar with.
Who knows?
And it was so loud, just so voluminous that we could feel it in our chest. That this thing, and you could imagine it for something to scream at you, you would have to have a chest the size of a barrel. I mean, you'd have to have massive lungs to make that kind of sound.
Hey, I can make that noise, and I don't have massive lungs.
Known by many names, Sasquatch, Skunkcape, Yeti.
The
creatures we call Bigfoot have stalked human imaginations for generations.
Bigfoot is just like us. We got all multicolored humans, and they got multicolored Bigfoots.
So yeah, that's the green one.
Look at that. Nice big green or blue right here. White, brown, dark brown, black, gray. This one has spots. Probably got leprosy. I don't know.
Yeah, kind of wild looking there.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
creatures we call Bigfoot have stalked human imaginations for generations. Historically, Bigfoot has been reclusive, but recent incidents suggest a shift in behavior, more aggressive, territorial, almost deliberate. From the east of Banff Park, witnesses report the same terrified signs: tree structure torn apart, animal carcasses left as warning. The branches were twisted, not broken, into patterns. This wasn't random. It's communicating. A warning. A man captured Bigfoot. It didn't run. It stood there, 7, maybe 8 feet tall, breathing heavy. No wind, no
Hey, dog.
bird. As if the forest
Hey, dog,
itself
what's
held
up?
its breath.
Look at that. What the heck?
Here's something around.
Wow. You can hear it. He got asthma.
Then a distant echoing thump, thump, thump.
These
This
ears
isn't
are
random
all-
behavior. This is horrifying. The creature didn't roar, didn't chase. He was warning him to leave. Not a mistake, not an accident. A warning. And it's close.
Wow.
That's a big tree. That's the replay. Wow, look at that. The pieces flying away off. Get off of me.
What happens when the legend you've only heard about comes knocking on your camper door? Today we dive into a terrifying encounter with a creature known as Bigfoot. Deep in the dense wilderness, a camper was unfolding his horrified experience. He thought it was a figure who caused trouble. He rejected the whole thing without hesitation. That was the moment everything changed for him. He couldn't deny it anymore after that. For outdoorsmen, Ted's story became reality after a violent encounter that night.
What the heck?
All of a sudden, the motorhome shook violently. It listed 30 degrees or so. I would anticipate that the tires just about came off the ground.
While sleeping in his motor camp in the middle of Vancouver Island, he went from doubter to believer. He had no idea what was coming. All of a sudden, the motor shook violently. One moment, silence. The next motor home quaked fiercely. It felt like something had grabbed hold on it and refused to let it go. It listed 30 degrees or so he would anticipate.
I could see the spectrum of this creature, and it was standing on two legs for sure, and it had two upper.
Why would you, if you feel your truck going back and forth, I mean, with so much strength, why would you get up and go outside and look for it?
Yeah.
I would have jumped to the freaking driver's seat, turn on the freaking car, and get the hell out of there. This guy just came out looking for it. These guys all look crazy. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Her limbs, and it was extremely hairy, knotted hair.
That the tires just about came off the ground startled. Why does it feel
Look.
wrong?
Look.
He realized then it wasn't an
Looking for the
earthquake.
guy. Come
Something
on, man.
huge was rocking the motorhome. It hit him like
It's white
cold
people
water.
problem.
Something big, really, really big.
Why was he
A
recording
shadow
these
blotted
guys
out of the
sleeping anyway?
window, tall, impossibly still. It was already there. He saw the spectrum of that creature. It was standing on two legs for
Right?
sure,
He was smoking.
and it had two upper limbs, and it was extremely hairy knotted hair. It was the posture that chilled him. It wasn't slithering or skittering. Without thinking, he was up, feet on the floor, body in motion. He ran outside, straight at the thing that has no right to stand like a man. The smell in the air was very stinky, strong,
That was a
almost
smoke.
dead fish, but musky was very prominent.
Your motor home.
I got to the tree line where the firelight had stopped. So basically, it was where I was looking into blackness and I'm lit up.
He could hear the footsteps of that creature, and it stopped as it knew he was there. You heard it too, didn't you?
And he was looking at his butt.
That's when I could hear the footsteps of this creature stop as it knew I was there.
If I run, will it follow me? The whole moment was still, quiet, and eerie. He had no way of defending himself. He pulled himself inside the motorhome, never encountering the creature again. On August 25th, a father and his daughter stepped out from their place for a peaceful walk in their nearby woods. It was a well-illuminated area. The father set the scene and began recording. He planned to share it with his wife. But at the moment, the scene took a surprising turn. Suddenly, his daughter spotted something unusual and whispered to her father, "What's that over there?" Curiously, he responded quickly, "Where?"
Leave me
Pointed out,
behind. If I go with
Look, over there. It's someone standing there. They are not supposed to be there.
Hey, Dad, what's over there?
Huh?
What's over there?
Where?
It's like there.
There's somebody over there.
Oh, I see it.
They ain't supposed to be in our woods.
Yeah, right there, right there.
He asked her, "Do you see that figure clearly?
Oh, wow.
Who's standing over there? He's moving. But why?" For his daughter, he's trying not to.
I could believe this one because little kids like that won't lie to you.
No.
Little kids like that won't lie to you. I kind of believe that.
Mm-hmm.
Am I becoming a believer?
You could be.
Nah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Show fear. He kept his voice steady and stayed calm.
Dang.
But what appeared was something no one could ignore. It was straight out of every Bigfoot story they'd known.
I mean, he's walking like a normal person, though.
Do you see him?
He's walking.
What is that? Little brat.
Hey, let's go up here and we'll turn around.
5 years old lies.
Fully aware of what they'd seen, they quietly slipped away from the forest. In today's van life adventures, Trent treks to the mysteriously beautiful Pacific Northwestern area of the United States to camp deep in the Sasquatch wilderness with longing to encounter the legendary creature. At the beginning of the day, he decided to hike through the remote wilderness.
I decided to start today off with a hike through the remote wilderness.
And he clearly chose a trail that isn't very well liked.
All that hair on his face.
The intention behind this is considering if the rumors are fact-based, Sasquatch sightings and encounters are extremely rare, which is why they've been a question mark for centuries.
And I specifically chose a trail that isn't very popular. And the reason I did that is because if the rumors are true, Sasquatch sightings and encounters are extremely rare, which is why they've been a mystery for centuries.
So with him being in a more remote area in a less traveled trail, he feels like the possibility of him having some sort of encounter, whether it's uncovering footprints in the ground or hearing a sound off in the distance.
That jungle, whatever that is, a forest, it looks so cool. That's a place where Bigfoot would hide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or any kind of cryptid, but that looks so cool. But it looks like prehistoric too, like Jurassic Park type style. Yeah.
On a less traveled trail, I feel like the likelihood of me having some sort of encounter, whether it's finding a footprint in the ground, hearing a sound off in the distance, is a lot more likely than if I were in a more popular area.
Look like
this pathway doesn't really have a specific end of line. And if he encounters something on his way, he will approach it with full dedication and strive to meet the target. He was amazed to see the tropical rainforest, but the thing is that it's not actively raining right there.
You know,
the rainforest stretched endlessly, a dense, tangled maze of deep green and shadowed undergrowth. Yet something felt strange. It was a place of silence and secrets. Without flowers, it felt older and more prima, untouched by the frivolity of colors.
And this trail doesn't really have a specific destination, so I'm just hiking for miles until my heart tells me to stop. And if I encounter something on the way, I'll try to capture it the best I can.
When you are walking alone on a trail like this, it's kind of hard not to feel like you're being watched. He was examining the wilderness.
And when you're walking alone on trails like this, it's kind of hard not to feel like you're being watched.
He saw something big in a dark area way back there. It's beyond him if that's a giant tree stump off in the distance.
So cool, the background.
I don't know if that's a giant tree stump off in the distance, but there's this big dark area way back there. And I can't quite make up what it is, but I want to go check it out.
He was unsure about what it might be, so he went to see for himself. Rainforests are hauntingly beautiful.
I heard about the
floor of the forest looks like a big old carpet. Lies the greenwood floor, a mysterious and world shrouded in shadow.
Yeah, right? Not smart
This might be the prettiest forest I have ever seen in my entire life. Look at the floor of the forest right here. Looks like a big old carpet. I just want to roll in it.
His eyes witnessed a big, massive
It could
tree.
be a swamp. He goes in
thinks
there.
it's the same thing he pointed out a few steps ago.
And then all of these massive tree stumps. Oh, I think this is the black mass that I saw from the trail.
A moment ago, as he continued his path, a patch of bark caught his attention. He found a strange pattern curved into the bark. It looks like something might be living in there, quiet and hidden. Perfect for a big beast to keep out of sight.
What?
With the sun low over the evergreens, Trent made his way towards the Pacific Northwest, where a man named Shane, who has basically dedicated his entire life to uncovering the mystery of Sasquatch. He is known for his scientific evidence-based approach, including the use of trail cameras, cast analysis, and habitat studies. He has become a pivotal figure in the Olympic projects.
On my way to go meet someone very interesting, Shane, who has basically dedicated his entire life to uncovering the mystery of Sasquatch here in the Pacific Northwest.
Trent arrived at Shane's headquarters, a modest yet well-equipped base settled deep in the Pacific Northwest's dense forest. This is the Olympic Project headquarters, the main hub research area. The Olympic Project basically is a group of Sasquatch researchers, some individuals from academia that come together to research the Sasquatch topic.
Wow. This is the headquarters, huh?
This is the Olympic Project headquarters. This is our main hub, our main research area. The Olympic Project basically is a group of Sasquatch researchers, enthusiasts, and some individuals from academia that come together to research the Sasquatch topic.
They are about collecting data as much as they can. Shane was eager to share his recent findings. The room buzzed with maps, trail camera footage, and research gear. A fitting hub for Shane's scientific pursuit of the elusive Sasquatch. As Trent stepped inside, he knew this meeting could be the breakthrough both of them had been waiting for. He was showcasing his thermal camera, which they utilize in nighttime.
Utilize these at nighttime. We use audio units to record on campouts, and then sometimes we have like our longer LDRs, long duration recorders, where we place these out and record for weeks, if not months on end.
Here Shane reveals a little foot, possibly a young or smaller Sasquatch specimen, which was found alongside 14 to 15 inches in track. But there was only one, so that's the really unique impression casted.
We have Littlefoot here.
I love Campbell soup.
Littlefoot. Casted up near Mount Rainier.
Oh, that's a Littlefoot, yeah.
Which was found alongside some 14-inch tracks, but there was only one. And so that's, one example of
that's a gnome, a gnome or something.
Trent crouches beside the footprints, eyes scanning every detail.
Missing toes.
He was like, what if it's not Sasquatch? It could be a bear, or maybe just some weird animal track. What else could it be? Something they don't know. Shane replied, it's strange. That's why we keep looking.
So, again, you found this just like in the middle of the forest. So alone, like having a baby foot imprint in the middle of the forest, whether it's Sasquatch or not, that's strange.
It is.
In the dense, uncharted forest of the Pacific Northwest, legends live in whispers. Stories passed down, dismissed as fantasy or warnings.
Not my footprint, man.
But one family's ordinary weekend would bring them face to face with the extraordinary. The Johnson family, Mark, Lisa, and their 2 children, Emily and Jake, set out with a quiet retreat in Washington state.
Human movement is very restricted, so it's plausible that some Bigfoots could come in here and not be seen. And maybe that's why no one has ever reported a sighting from here before. Or maybe this particular sighting was a Bigfoot scouting new territory. This video was filmed by a family of 4.
They bought a tent, gear, and a small camcorder. What they captured would shock even seasoned researchers. The researcher team came to them to investigate what they have seen. Johnson doesn't show himself in front of the camera. He said he has a professional reputation to protect.
Run flats on his
so his wife was ready to share all the mysterious things that happened with them, but she was also concerned about her professional reputation too.
Is a professor, and with his position, he would like some privacy and not have this associated with his reputation.
So it seems that you're not wanting any fame from this. You really just want to figure out what that was in the woods.
True.
She was clarifying that they were walking this overgrown trail, maybe half a mile off the main loop. At that time, her husband had his cell phone on, and he saw something that was darker, larger, and wide.
And he squat.
It doesn't
He
run,
squat like...
it vanishes.
He had his cell phone out, and that's when he saw something that was darker than what a deer would have been, kind of crouching behind a tree.
Can you see it, guys?
My little one started crying, and it was just, it had a creepy feel to it.
1 second it's there, massive, unquestionable. And the next, nothing but rustle of leaves. He asked his family, did anyone see what was out there?
24/7.
And his
Really?
little child started crying. It was such a horrifying moment for them. Investigators submitting a query. What happened immediately when the video phone was shut off?
A wife and their 2 children. The husband said he didn't want to come out and talk to us because he has a professional reputation to protect. His wife said she'd come out and talk to us, but she's also concerned about her reputation professionally. Her condition was that she'd be blurred out and her voice would be altered before she'd go on camera.
Indiana's smack dab in the middle of the Midwest. I mean, it's a very conservative area, conservative attitudes, and people are very guarded about their reputations. People here do not want to seem strange or see strange things.
Would you be able to recount what you observed? She was unfolding the story. I saw something, or someone, obscured by shadow. The figure looked dark, maybe black in color. The figure was tall, unnaturally tall. Could you identify any particular traits or markings? Did you see any sign of what it might have been wearing? Or if it had hairs? She didn't notice any facial detail. Whatever it was definitely furry, like some kind of beast. Now's the time for the team to figure out what the figure was.
And that guy's walking by himself
Can you
down there.
describe what you saw?
Sure. It was a dark figure, possibly black. It was hunched over. So, it was hard to tell exactly how tall.
Could you see hair? Could you see clothing? Could you see any details whatsoever? Facial details? Anything?
No facial details. Definitely some kind of fur.
The hours of darkness had begun. A camper broadcast live from the wilderness, sharing every moment of his journey with viewers around the world. The landscape faded into shadow. With the live stream concluded, he prepared to end the day's activities, unaware of what was coming next. But just as he settled into his camp,
Listen, chaps, it's been a good hour or so of chatting to the live stream, but I think it's time to head into bed and hunker down.
You got 2 cameras looking at him?
It's 20 to 10. See you later, guys. Cheers for watching.
a sound shattered the stillness, disturbing, sharp, and wild. Exactly what he had aimed for. The silence was broken by the wild barking cries of deer echoing through the trees. It was sudden, annoying. What was making so much noise? The camper froze, listening intently. That would be a terribly freaky noise. He didn't know what it was.
Just what I wanted. Mug Jack going crazy.
We're all gonna go Bigfoot hunting and leave strolling in the woods by herself.
Why do you pick on me, Patty?
I'm glad that I caught that.
I never
What
pick
would I
on
say?
you.
Moment.
I would say.
Doubt.
I would.
Yes, you would say.
Yeah.
Very odd.
You would stay for real?
Yeah.
I watched it myself, remember? In the pair games on the video? Yeah.
The sound kept going throughout.
care.
The night and the
I don't
worst
know if I
part,
would do that at night.
they got
though.
even closer
It's
and
fun.
louder. Had something startled it?
The mountain
Or
is
something
20
out
foot
there?
off her back porch.
Was it just a coincidence or the wildlife behaving strangely? The most unsettling of all, he was alone out there. The noise eventually got so loud and frequent that he just couldn't take it anymore. So he decided it was best to pack up and leave. He grabbed his gear and headed back home. Now, what do you think about that sound? Could it be a fox call or any other animal? Under the cover of darkness, stories unfold.
I think
Night falls quietly over the
if you hear like these animals, I mean, you
Yeah.
could probably tell from a fox call, from a wolf call, or even a Sasquatch call. You know, you could tell the difference.
Oh yeah, you can tell the difference.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that guy couldn't tell at all.
wilderness. 2 wildlife investigators set out to investigate the wilderness. Flashlight in hands, backpack. One carries a camera, the other is a field researcher. They think they're alone, but in the forest, no one truly is. Every forest has its secret, but this one is different. A faint movement of whisper behind him. Something touched his neck. Like if somebody or something poked him, it was cold, like finger. For a moment, time stood still.
That's a ghost.
No animal in sight, just a touch, and then nothing.
Something like poked me on the back of the neck.
That's a
Felt
ghost.
like one finger.
One
and then
finger.
I'm having this weird like pressure thing going on with my ear. So it's like making the sounds out here like overwhelming, but it's just in my right ear. My left one's fine, not bothering me.
That ain't had nothing to do with Sasquatch.
No, I feel strange
out
out
there. I really do.
Yeah, that's either a bug going into
But
his
one
ear or
said when
something.
dealing with the Bigfoot stuff, he's pretty sure that they've mastered the craft of concealing their identity from them. What if Bigfoots reach out from the shadow of the soul? Maybe Bigfoot's spirit is tapping people on a level we didn't understand. He heard that they can communicate through spirit boxes. He's having this weird pressure thing going on with his ear.
Is he talking
Sometimes
about
it feels
Bigfoot
like he's
talking-
already...
Is he talking about Bigfoot communicate through spirit boxes?
I never heard that.
Me either.
Bullcrap. This guy don't know what the hell he's talking about.
No.
Unless they're looking for ghosts or something. Bigfoot don't even have a speech impairment. They just yelled.
Yeah. We ain't gonna talk on no spirit box.
No.
I'll scare Rap Regan and Little Kink.
been there, not physically, but spiritually, like an impact on your thoughts you didn't invite.
So good.
Look what he found. A small caved-in hollow, half hidden in fallen leaves and tangled roots, like something had been buried or trapped down there. Maybe like a baby Sasquatch, baby bear, a fox, or something
bear,
else.
maybe a fox.
This could have been a hibernation zone for a bear, but that's pretty interesting. Literally goes right in there.
That is too small.
Look what I found. A little like caved in area. Maybe like a baby Sasquatch, baby bear, or like a fox or something. That kind of. This could have been a
Baby
hibernation
Rican,
zone
really?
for a bear. But yeah, that's pretty interesting.
He caught a fleeting sight of a curved figure lurking in the distance. "Just go further down there," he said, voice low and uneven. He saw the shoulder of something. His fellow uttered, "What do you mean, shoulder of what?" The shoulder of something just ran
He sent
behind that hill.
his friend ahead of him.
He shook his head,
something
eyes
moved over there. Go
distant.
check it
He
out.
swore, in his peripheral. Just for a
Go
second,
check
he
it
saw
out,
something
right
was
here.
moving, like a shoulder pulling back into the dark.
Yo, Angelo.
What?
I just saw the shoulders of something.
What do you mean?
Like the shoulders of something just ran behind that hill. When I was just poking my head in here, I swear my peripheral just saw something just go down the other side of that hill.
What did it look like?
Just the back shoulders.
Oh. With like humanoid kind of?
I don't know, it was just black.
Oh, weird. Careful, could be a ghost.
Watch it be a grizzly bear.
It ran behind that hill going down.
What did it look like? Like humanoid, kind of? He was not sure about it. It had a shoulder. Just one.
Just saying.
At least that's all he saw. It was in black. It was weird.
No, I just saw it, and I'm almost certain it was like,
That's creepy.
it was something.
Well, like I said, people have said that they see like black things, like creatures.
Oh, yeah.
Moving between the trees really fast.
Oh my God.
At the window go. You
Who's
better start
down there?
running.
We mean no harm.
What do you think about it? Darkness blankets the wilderness. Some creatures rise with the start. Others stay hidden, unseen and almost unknown. For centuries, people have spoken of something moving in the shadows. Not wolf, not bear, something else. This is the best kind of spot because there's obviously something going on out there. Deep in the Olympic wilderness, one camper reported something strange, just after midnight. He had some experience to say that in this location, one of them possibly might be a Bigfoot. And the other thing he mentioned before might be a ghost or something paranormal. He doesn't have a clear idea.
Reason why is because there is a very creepy and weird story about a whispering woman who wanders out here. There's also something else kind of going on in this place, and what I think is there's possibly a Bigfoot. So I asked a lot of you guys on X tonight. I guess that's what we're doing tonight. This is kind of the perfect spot because there's
sounds like something
obviously
that already
something going on
exists.
out here.
Yeah.
What he means is, they've tried the 3 knocking things, and they weren't ignored. Something reacted. Keep the camera on. He might catch something. All the way through in case it happens again. The noise hasn't stopped. He's still hearing it. Something really just moved over there. The camera catches it too. Movement in the corner.
For Bigfoot
Unmistakable.
Because let's say, for example, Bigfoot is real. I mean, to most people believe it's real. And you're hunting Bigfoot at night, like this guy is, and it pops out and starts chasing you. You're going to start running. You're going to get lost anyway because you don't know where you're at. I mean, you can't see ahead of you. Even the flashlight, you'll be moving and the flashlight is shaking. You know what I'm saying?
I can see that. Oh,
I mean,
Lord.
I'd rather be in the daytime looking for it. And plus, you can see if it's coming at you or not. Because this Bigfoot can hide everywhere in the dark. I don't know. These people are kind of crazy. Plus, they have like camping gear already to set it up. If Bigfoot could shake a freaking mobile home, imagine what he'd do with a camping site.
Yeah.
He'd pick it 10 up and throw it away.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm gonna start a platform for Bigfoot. Picture calling the feet fam.
And I want to keep the camera rolling all the way through in case that happens again, and we are hearing something. Jeez. Frog? Something literally just moved over here. I don't know what that was.
His eyes search the wilderness. He has no idea what he just heard. His mind races as he moves forward, picturing what might be out of sight. He imagines things will only get stranger the further he goes. He hesitates for a second, then mutters,
"Is he there by
Let's
himself
keep
or he's
moving."
with somebody?
He is not searching for anything specific. He's there just for the experience, to see what unfolds. He is there to feel it for himself. There's only one way to go now. He knows it's risky, but he has to go this way.
Didn't really make sense. And we also heard some sound kind of like that even when I was approaching it. It was so loud that it was like actually echoing through the woods.
Over and over, he hears someone following, maybe watching.
Yeah.
The sound won't stop. He is not alone. He leaned forward, listening, then said softly, "Is someone down there?"
I imagine the further in we go, the worse it's going to get.
Right?
But
Yeah.
let's keep moving. Bugs or no bugs, we're here for the experience. See what happens. Okay, I gotta go down this way.
Hey, E.T., did Bigfoot
Anybody
by
down
you?
there? I keep hearing somebody.
You ever heard about Bigfoot by you?
If
By your-
Sasquatch
your
is a
neck of the
hoax,
woods?
then it's the most persistent, anatomically accurate, and geographically inexplicable hoax in modern history. To
Yeah.
date, thousands of footprint casts have been collected across North America and beyond. Many of them
I'm
in
gonna try to
extremely
go by
remote
you
wilderness,
next summer,
where the
man.
odds of
I wanna
discovery are
go
so
Bigfoot
low,
hunting,
it
for
would
real.
make no sense for a prankster to go through the trouble. And yet people do find them. So what makes these footprints so convincing?
Wow, that's a
It
big
starts
one
with
right there.
repeated anatomical features. patterns not seen in human tracks, but found consistently in primate anatomy. One of the most significant indicators is the mid-tarsal break, a flexible joint in the middle of the foot common in great apes like gorillas and chimpanzees, but absent in modern humans. While our feet have an arched structure, these tracks suggest a flat, hinge-like flexibility that allows the foot to adapt to rough terrain. Some of the most compelling casts show human-like footprints, but at inhuman proportions. Prints measuring up to 18 inches long, showing dynamic toe movement, deep pressure ridges, and even asymmetrical steps, details that point to living, flexible feet, not hard molds. Dr. Jeff Meldrum, a physical anthropologist and expert on primate locomotion, has spent years analyzing these tracks. His research points to traits that suggest weight shifting, terrain adaptation, and biological structure, including how the toes grip more firmly on sloped or slippery surfaces, but relax on flat ground. These are movements no wooden or rubber hoax foot could replicate. Some casts go further, showing dermal ridges, the fine skin lines found on fingers and the soles of our feet. These ridges are also present in gorillas, chimpanzees, and, apparently, in Sasquatch. They're incredibly difficult to fake. Police fingerprint expert Jimmy Chilcutt reviewed several casts and said, if someone faked these, they should be forging money instead. These aren't just broad shapes carved into foam. They show wear, weight distribution, and even injury. In some rare cases, researchers have tracked specific foot injuries, a warped heel, a toe deformation, only to find matching prints years later in the same region, showing the injury's progression and healing through natural callousing.
Next year, for sure.
A hoaxer would need not just deep anatomical knowledge, but foresight and access over years to pull that off. Dr. Grover Krantz, another renowned anthropologist, was blunt in his analysis. You can't fake pressure ridges. He was referring to the subtle compression patterns in the soil, signs that a real, soft, living foot pressed down, shifted weight, and moved forward with force. Of course, there are fakes out there, some of them laughable. Photos exist of crude wooden Sasquatch feet
You'll probably
being
make a
held
lot
up
of money,
proudly.
AD.
But those obvious
There's a lot of
forgeries
foot
do not
fetish.
explain the
Let's be
best
big
evidence
ones, huh?
collected under controlled circumstances by trained scientists in untouched wilderness. And this isn't just a North American phenomenon. In 1951, mountaineer Eric Shipton was scaling the Himalayas when he stumbled across a line of 13-inch humanoid tracks at over 19,000 feet above sea level. The photos made headlines around the world. The prints were deeply embedded in the snow, clearly fresh, and showed a broad foot with an offset big toe, a trait found in some non-human primates. Shipton was baffled. Nobody goes up to 19,000 feet just to make a joke,
That's a Yeti,
he
though,
said.
right? That's a Yeti.
And he was right. These weren't just oddities. They were structured, deliberate, biological footprints, appearing in terrain so inhospitable that faking them would be both impractical and senseless. This type of footprint evidence, when evaluated seriously, builds a consistent
Bigfoot had a
picture, not just of something big, but of something real, something adapted to survive, to move silently across rugged terrain, and to leave behind traces, even if only for those paying close enough attention. If a creature like Bigfoot exists, and it's as elusive as witnesses claim, then perhaps one of the best chances we have of detecting it isn't through sight, but through sound. Over the years, researchers have collected a remarkable range of audio recordings that defy easy explanation. These aren't distant echoes or wildlife calls misheard in the dark. These are clear, unsettling vocalizations recorded in remote wilderness areas, some of which have been analyzed by linguists, sound engineers, and skeptics alike, and still leave more questions than answers. Among the most famous are the Sierra Sounds, recorded in the 1970s by Ron Moorhead and Al Berry deep in the Sierra Nevada mountains. Armed with a microphone and a cassette recorder, the men were hoping for
That
proof
doesn't
of
count,
movement.
AD.
What they captured instead were bizarre, guttural voices, sometimes aggressive, sometimes conversational.
North Carolina, really. That's a monkey. That does not sound like a Sasquatch sound. That sounds like a chimpanzee.
The pitch variations, intensity, and speed were unlike anything native to the area, and far beyond what a human could fake without specialized equipment.
Are you sure?
Despite online jokes and
Sound
casual
like me
claims
when I'm
that
eating-
my dog sounds like that, or my teenage son hoots like that all the time, serious analysts have taken a different view. Scott Nelson, a retired U.S. Navy cryptologic linguist, reviewed the Sierra Sounds and offered a chilling conclusion.
Like my ex-mother.
The language elements in the Sierra Sounds appear to follow linguistic patterns, not random animal noise.
That's good.
He wasn't just guessing. Nelson, trained in identifying structured communication, believed the recordings captured a real language, spoken by something non-human. And the Sierra Sounds are just the beginning.
I played it over again. And over, and my son said, Dad, what's wrong?
Yeah, right.
What's wrong with
Somebody
it? I said,
needs a
"Son,
snicker.
there's a language here. And that is not a human being.
There's also the Ohio Howl, a now iconic recording made by an anonymous witness deep in the rural Midwest. Captured from what must have been hundreds of yards away, the howl is so loud, so haunting, that it triggers distant dogs to start barking in the background. The sound rises and falls like a siren, but sirens don't echo from the center of uninhabited forest. The howl builds, sustains, then drops back into silence, and listeners are left with chills.
I've heard that sound before.
That's when Bigfoot's
Researchers and independent explorers have since collected hundreds of vocal samples,
What happens when a
including
big
whoops,
Bigfoot stubs his toe on a
howls,
log?
growls,
When he's walking through the
rapid
park.
chatter, and what sounds eerily like whispered dialogue. The patterns are consistent. The tone is always too low, too wide-ranging, or too fast for the average human vocal range. And they tend to come from regions with a history of Bigfoot sightings. If it's not a person, and not a known animal, then the question becomes much harder to dismiss.
Right?
In many of these recordings, it's not just the sound that alarms researchers, it's the response. Nearby animals, dogs, elk, even coyotes, go silent, flee, or begin vocalizing as if they've heard something foreign, as if something larger than them has entered their territory. For skeptics, audio has often been dismissed as inconclusive. But for those who've spent time analyzing the frequencies, measuring the decibels, and comparing the patterns, this vocal evidence stands as one of the most compelling categories of Bigfoot research. Because it's hard to hoax something you can't see, and harder still to fake something that speaks back.
Gryffindor.
When we talk about Bigfoot hiding in the trees, there is one piece of footage that cannot be ignored. Many call it one of the best pieces of evidence ever caught on camera.
Oh, wow.
The name is Paul Freeman, and the footage dates back to August of 1992 in the Blue Mountains of Oregon.
Named Paul Freeman?
Paul Freeman wasn't just an average outdoorsman with a camera.
Paul Newman.
He was an experienced former U.S. Forest Service patrolman, a man who knew the wilderness like the back of his hand. Freeman had been frequenting Deduct Spring for weeks after noticing something unusual. Massive footprints pressed into the soil, with a stride and size that no known animal could match.
August 20th, 1992, Blue Mountains, Oregon. Paul Freeman, an experienced former U.S. Forest Service patrolman, has been frequenting Deduct Spring for a few weeks after seeing unusual footprints.
First came the tracks, ample evidence suggesting Bigfoot activity. Then came the noises, something heavy moving in the timberline, snapping branches with force. And finally, came the moment that would change Paul's life forever. With his camera rolling, Freeman saw it, a massive, upright creature, moving with purpose through the forest. The figure wasn't just a blur in the distance. It was there.
Hey, that was
solid,
good though. That was a good
towering,
camera.
Walking
back in
along
the
the
day.
trees with striking fluidity.
First, he discovers ample evidence of Bigfoot activity, including multiple tracks.
Well, go back to that video, man. I don't want to see
Next,
the track
he hears
only.
something forging its way through the woods. And finally, he sees this.
I hear the brush popping and stuff. Oh, there he goes.
Wow.
When Paul returned home that day, his son Mike was in the basement. Mike remembers the sound of his
wonder why
father
they don't
rushing
show
up the
the whole
stairs,
thing, you know,
something
until
he
it
had never
disappears.
witnessed before.
They always cut off
Paul's
somewhere.
face was pale, his body covered in sweat and dirt, and his hands trembling. In Mike's words, it was the only time he had ever seen his father truly scared, and that perhaps said more than the footage itself.
Right? His
Dad rushed home with the footage.
I kind of ran up the stairs, and here's my dad standing there, and he's covered in sweat and dirt, and he's pale in color, and he's shaking. I always tell people that that's the only time in my entire life that I ever saw my dad scared of anything.
Cliff Barackman, a renowned field researcher and close friend of the Freeman family, has long spoken about the weight of Paul's work.
You got to
Paul
do a
wasn't just a
Bigfoot video
witness.
first before
He
you
was
get
a
an
dedicated
interview.
researcher. For over a decade, Freeman had been compiling reports of sightings, carefully recording the dates and locations on a massive map pinned
take
to
a
the
huge
wall of his
stump,
basement.
shape it
Every
into a
mark
foot,
represented a story,
and then freeze
every
it,
pin
and then
a
you can
possible
show people,
piece
hey,
of
I
a
got
much
me a
larger
Bigfoot.
puzzle. The Blue Mountains were alive with whispers of Sasquatch, and Paul was determined to find the truth. The data Freeman collected, footprints, maps, and now his video evidence, would go on to be studied more than any other Bigfoot data set in history. PhDs, anthropologists, and wildlife experts pored over the material, many concluding that it could not easily be dismissed as a hoax.
Paul
had been collecting data on a series of maps for 10 years. Every time a sighting report came in, he would record
Dismissed as a hoax.
This video right here, this one right here, looked more realistic than this one right here. And this is the original, ain't it?
That one was for oh yeah.
What it says? I saw Bigfoot. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing. Jesus, I ran over. Really? It was probably his wife. She didn't have all weekend. Really? I haven't shaved all weekend.
Paul had been collecting data on a series of maps for 10
You guys are
years.
something
Every
else,
time
you
a
know that?
sighting report came in, he would record the location and the date on a large map that was hanging in his basement. The evidence collected by Paul Freeman and his network of researchers in the Blue Mountains has been closely examined by more PhDs and anthropologists than any other data set in all Bigfoot history.
Wildlife biologist Floyd Hayes was one of the experts who examined the footage. To him, the figure captured on camera was simply not a bear. While black bears can be large, dark, and occasionally rise onto their hind
They
legs,
look like a bear anyway.
they cannot walk long distances upright, nor do they exhibit the same posture Freeman's footage revealed. Hayes pointed out the flatter face of the figure compared to the pointed snout of a bear. The way it moved, the way it carried its weight, and the proportions of its body simply didn't add up to anything known.
I don't believe
His
that. Have you
conclusion
guys
was
seen
clear.
Yogi Bear?
This could not be ruled out
on
as
two legs.
Bigfoot.
Yeah. Black bear can be large and black, and it can walk on its two hind legs. But this animal seems to be a fully functional quadruped walking routinely on its hind legs, and bears only walk short distances on their hind legs. This also seems to have a much flatter face than a bear, which has a much more pointed snout. So I don't think that
Didn't
is
the
a bear.
narrator said the
I
same
cannot
thing?
rule this out as being a Bigfoot.
Next came the analysis of Dr. Jeff Meldrum, an anatomist and anthropologist
times, I noticed.
who gained recognition early in his career through his study of Freeman's cast footprints. Meldrum compared the figure's movements to the famous Patterson-Gimlin film of 1967, widely considered the most famous Bigfoot footage ever recorded. What struck him immediately was the massiveness of the figure in Freeman's tape. The proportions were uncanny. A relatively small head set low into the
Bigfoot
shoulders.
gotta hide their kids
The
and
massive
wives, 'cause,
trapezius
I'm
muscles
out there,
rising
I'm
high
that
into the
good
back
looking.
of the skull. Broad shoulders supporting arms that swung with impressive length and fluidity. Meldrum pointed out the way the light played across the creature's hair, shifting naturally with movement. Something faux fur could never replicate. If this was a hoax, he argued, it would require someone with extremely advanced knowledge of animal anatomy, costume design, and natural behavior, far beyond the resources available in 1992, and even now, still difficult to replicate convincingly. The Freeman footage has since become one of the crown jewels in Bigfoot research. Unlike many blurry short clips, Freeman's film shows a full-bodied creature walking naturally through the forest.
No,
Its
I cannot
size,
imagine
weight,
that.
and gait consistent with eyewitness reports spanning decades.
That's
For
a good
believers,
video of it, though.
it is some of the clearest proof that Sasquatch exists. For skeptics, it remains an unsolved riddle, a challenge to dismiss
I
without
don't know,
definitive
right?
counter-explanation.
I
What
don't
makes
know why you're
Freeman's
hiding
encounter
kids.
so compelling is not just the footage
It's the
itself,
women you gotta
but the
hide,
man
you know?
behind it. Paul Freeman was no stranger to the forest. He had years of field experience, a background in law enforcement, and a reputation for honesty within his community. His sudden fear and shaken demeanor after the encounter only reinforced the gravity of what he saw.
As it walks across, one can't help but be struck by resemblances to the Patterson-Gimlin
That's a
film.
good video, though.
Massiveness. If this figure is impressive, this smallish head set low down on the shoulders with massive musculature, trapezius coming high up on the back of the head is quite apparent. The length of the arms is impressive.
Even today,
bat
nearly
lost
3
weight.
decades later, the Freeman footage is still studied, still debated, still dissected frame by frame. And yet, no one has managed to fully debunk it. Experts continue to argue over what was captured that day in the Blue Mountains. Was it just another misidentified animal? A man in a costume? Or did Paul Freeman, in that
pretty much
fleeting
it did lose
August
weight.
moment, capture one of
It's
the
on a
rarest
diet.
glimpses into a living legend? A Sasquatch walking freely through the Oregon wilderness? The answers remain elusive, but the tape endures. And in the world of Bigfoot, that's enough to keep the debate alive. Now we have a bonus sighting for you, one that comes with a local twist and a history of strange
I like
activity.
bonus sightings.
A man from Hickory claims he captured
bonus
Bigfoot
sighting.
on video. But this isn't just any shaky cell phone clip in the middle of nowhere. What makes this case more interesting is where it was filmed. McDowell County, an area
thought I
already
said
marked by
McDonald.
multiple reports of Bigfoot encounters over the
Said
years.
McDonald. I was like, what the
And
heck?
this sighting was significant enough to make it onto WCNC News. The Hickory man recalls that it all began with a sound, a heavy thud, followed by the distinct crash of a rock being thrown. That alone
Yeah,
was
the Ram
unsettling.
guy, right?
Rocks being hurled from the tree line is one of the most frequently reported behaviors tied to Bigfoot encounters. He scanned the woods, heart racing, when movement caught his eye. Something large, something dark, hidden between the trees. Pulling out his cell phone, he pressed record, and there it was. A towering
Bigfoot.
figure partially concealed by the thick forest. Its sheer size dwarfed the surrounding brush. The camera shook as he tried to steady his hands, but the figure never left its place. Watching, waiting.
He captured something amazing on his cell phone camera, video of Bigfoot.
Yeah, he recorded this video in McDowell County where several people reported seeing the creature over the years. NBC Charlotte's Brandon Goldner spoke to the man who described his experience.
McDowell County has long been considered a hot spot, and this sighting only added to the mystery. Locals were divided. Some
Bigfoot
called
area.
him delusional, even mad. Yet, the man insisted he knew what he saw, and he wasn't alone in his belief. Earlier that summer, another local, Vicky Cook, shared her own grainy footage of a similar creature, filmed right outside her Cleveland
Really?
County home.
I like to see
Skeptics
that.
dismiss it. Believers stand by it. And among them, his granddaughter, who continues to believe her grandfather captured something real. Something that still lurks in those North Carolina
Man,
woods.
that looks nice.
From chilling shadows in Washington to the swamps of Florida, Each encounter leaves us
There
with
also be
more
pork
questions than
tenderloins that are the
answers.
size of a Bigfoot
Were
foot,
these
too, and you
frightened
put it
campers
on
and
a
families
regular-sized
witnesses to a
hamburger
myth?
bun. It's
Or
comical.
to something real still walking our forests? The truth remains hidden in the darkness. What do you believe? Could Bigfoot truly roam among us? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more encounters with the unexplained.
Hey, that was pretty good. Pretty good. Not bad here. Not bad at all. I like that.
Not bad at all.
I mean, that was pretty interesting. I mean, showing the different sizes of Bigfoot foot, and I mean, that one video was really, really, really good. Way better than the original video. I don't know. I mean, that video could have me a little bit, believable. Everything else, I don't know yet. But that video did, kind of look like it.
Bigfoot size me.
Yeah.
Size up. I should do that. I should go to McDonald's. Yeah, can you Bigfoot size it? For the same price you're gonna give me, like whatever price it is, like $10, I think it is, or $12.
Right.
They'll triple it. You want a Bigfoot size? They give you a big old soda drink about this big,
Goodness
about this
gracious.
wide, a big old French fries. Just one French fries is real big though.
5 gallon. I didn't say they gave you a 5-gallon bucket full of French fries.
Yeah. I need to see Buck, Vince McMahon, Struck. Do it, Buck.
No, not today. That's only for Cheryl.
You've done it all day.
I used to do that. I used to do that with when I was at work, and I used to do that Vince McMahon walk. That kind of hurt my hamstring though.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, that was good. I like this video. This video, although the guy repeat himself quite a few times.
Yeah.
I mean, he says it, and then he let the other person say it, the same thing. But even though that video looks pretty realistic, I'm still not convinced. I gotta go out and see it for myself. I mean,
You never know what's out there.
Yeah,
I mean, see one.
He is believing.
Yeah.
True. Bat McRicken. No. Yeah, but I do want to go out there. I do really, really want to not ghost hunt, Bigfoot hunt, and see what's out there. I do want to see aliens. Well, not just aliens, but see a UFO.
You never know.
Yeah, one of these days, I'm gonna do that. And if I do find real Bigfoot, real UFO, I'll let you know when I'm crying. Yeah. But for right now, it's already that hour. You guys have a blessed day. I really enjoyed you guys being here and showing your support and everything here, and I love it. We come here, we joke around, we talk bull crap about Cheryl, and
Yeah.
No. I love Cheryl. You're an awesome person. AD and ET comments and all that. That's funny as heck. Drake had me rolling today. Yeah, laughing. Drake, you got me, dude. That was funny. But you guys have enjoyed the rest of your weekend. This Sunday, of course, there's no live. So you guys have fun, relax, enjoy what you love to do, and I'll see you guys next week. Till then, have a blessed day.
We'll see you, everybody.
I love you all.
See you good, Buckfoot.
Bigfoot.
Man, you guys
God bless
are
y'all.
something else. God bless. See y'all later.
Bye.
See ya.